Hello and welcome to our in-depth video on the Black Death and its impact on medieval Europe. The Black Death, also known as the bubonic plague, was a devastating pandemic that swept across Europe in the 14th century, killing millions of people in its wake. The Black Death is believed to have originated in Central Asia, spreading to Europe via trade routes. It is thought to have arrived in Europe in 1347, carried by fleas on rats that were aboard merchant ships. The disease spread rapidly, killing millions of people in a matter of months. The symptoms of the Black Death were terrifying, with victims experiencing fever, chills, swollen lymph nodes, and eventually death. The death rate was staggering, with estimates suggesting that between 30 to 50% of Europe's population was killed by the plague. The impact of the Black Death on medieval Europe was profound. The massive loss of life led to a significant decline in population, which in turn led to a shortage of labor. This shortage of labor led to an increase in wages for those who were still alive, as well as the rise of the middle class. This had a great impact on the social structure of medieval Europe, as it allowed for more upward mobility for people who were not born into nobility or wealth. The Black Death also had a significant impact on the economy, as trade and commerce were disrupted by the loss of so many people. Many towns and cities were left deserted, as people fled to the countryside in an attempt to escape the plague. This had a great impact on the urban centers of medieval Europe, as the cities were the engine of the economy and the population decline led to a decline in the economy. The Church also felt the impact of the Black Death, as many people turned to religion in the face of such a devastating disaster. Many priests and monks died of the plague, and this led to a shortage of religious leaders. There were also many accusations of witchcraft and other forms of heresy, as people searched for someone to blame for the disaster. This led to widespread persecution of minority groups and minorities, particularly Jews. The Black Death also had a profound impact on the art and culture of medieval Europe. The death and destruction of the plague inspired many artists and writers to create works that reflected the horror and despair of the times. This can be seen in the works of the famous Italian poet Giovanni Boccaccio, who wrote the Decameron, a collection of novellas set during the plague. This work reflects the fear and hopelessness of the people during the plague, but also the resilience and determination to keep going. The plague also led to changes in the medical field. With so many people dying, the doctors of the time were forced to come up with new ways to treat the sick. This led to the development of quarantine, as well as the use of herbs and other natural remedies to treat the plague. In conclusion, the Black Death was a devastating pandemic that had a profound impact on medieval Europe. The loss of life, economic disruption, and cultural change that resulted from the plague had far-reaching effects that continue to be felt to this day. The social, economic and cultural changes that the plague brought about were major and led to a new Europe, one that was different from the one before the plague. The Black Death was a turning point in European history, marking the end of the medieval era and the beginning of the modern era. Thank you for watching.